I know the AMFI Mutual Fund Summit is around the corner, coming in at a very interesting time. The country is going through a transition. People are talking about GST, and people seem to be worried about the market as well. Are you worried?
Not really. The market, of course, going up and down is part and parcel of the thing that we have seen over the many number of years. It is not something which I think one should worry about it, because fundamentally, if you look at from the economic point of view, a lot of things are going in the right direction. And GST again, while it is coming at the time where even our conference is coming, definitely I think GST, if one deep dives and look at structurally how it's going to take the economy forward, definitely I think it's putting the economy at the fundamentally strong wicket as we move forward from the future perspective. Therefore, any correction that we are seeing, that should not actually really scare the MF industries per se, as well as the MF mutual fund player. That's why I'm quite happy the mutual fund summit led by AMFI is coming at a time where, coinciding with the GST implementation from 1st July, and also the coinciding with unexpected fall that has come in the market, I'm sure the line of speaker that has been put out in the AMFI conference would be probably bringing out some of those aspects and answer for some of the questions that viewers may have in that conference through the deliberations.
Bala, good afternoon. Looking forward to the event, of course. I'll be moderating one of the panels there. So really look forward to talking to some of the best CIOs and best fund managers. But you've also invited Ajay Tyagi, the chairman of SEBI. Now, we've heard great things about him, about the new SEBI chairman. For mutual funds in particular, and for retail who invest via mutual fund route, the last 5 or 6 years have not been kind in terms of regulation to the mutual fund industry. Is there something that can be done here? I mean, is that something that you're working on?
Yeah, I think clearly the way it has been structured is since 2012, the mutual fund industry is, along with the help of SEBI, came out with the mutual fund development concept, which is called Re-Energize the Indian Mutual Fund Industry in the year 2012. And at the time, I think the industry started looking at what should be the way forward, how the industry has to grow. And since then, we are quite happy to share with you that the industry has grown leaps and bounds from 2012 till date. And especially in the last 3 years, again, mutual fund industries has been has seen such a wonderful growth in contributing the large pool of assets into the equity market as well as the fixed income market. Definitely, I think mutual fund industries actually reached a level where it has become quite a serious player in the capital market. And believe me, this would not have, of course, happened without the support of SEBI, the continuous regulation, as well as looking at the investors' interest. At the same time, looking at the industry's interest of the industry players in order to ensure that all of us operate in the market in a manner it brings a lot of discipline, and also it brings in predictive ability actually for the customers to ensure that money is safe. Of course, one as an industry, as a player, all of us are used to actually the change in regulation for many number of years. And believe me, in the last 5 years, the growth in the industry has been so good, which essentially means the regulation also has been more favorable for the industry in terms of growth, as well as keeping the interest of investors in mind.
Okay, Bala, now let's talk about your personal view of the world around us, largely speaking, what's happening on Dalal Street. So we've had a great start to the year. We went up to 9,700, and then this fatigue and this slight sort of, profit-taking that set in. Is that just what it is, profit-taking? Will we still see fresh all-time highs this year?
I think the way fundamentally things are changing. The last few months, we have seen, of course, the market going up continuously for various reasons. One, of course, on interest rate expectations, and second, coming down, and second is the monsoon impact, and third, of course, the earnings surprises, which most of them have been expecting for quite some time, also have been one of the driving factor for the market. And fourth, of course, is the inflow that has been coming to the emerging market, including India, as well as the flow that has been coming from the domestic investors. I think all of these factors have been keeping the market somewhat in a quite a healthy position. And that's going to stay even going forward. Though market has given a good corrections today, 300 points that has come in Sensex. But of course, these kind of corrections will always be good, especially to get investors for longer term. I think, as I mentioned earlier, whatever we may see actually from the market fluctuation point of view, I think the way that fundamentally things are getting better, and the way I think the financial savings in the country are now moving toward the financial asset classes and especially the mutual funds. We'll probably see the financial savings getting gradually diverted into the financial asset class, including mutual funds, as we move forward. And that should, in essence, reduce the volatility in the market. But any corrections of this kind, even for some more corrections, would only make the market more stronger rather than getting worried about some kind of a crash if the market continues to move up. This is something I think very healthy for the market point of view.
Finally, Bala, I read in the AMFI newsletter that the retail SIP has now touched a record level. Do you see more financial savings moving into equities via the SIP route?
Yeah, I think definitely, Anuj. I think if you look at the trend for the last few years, one of the area where the MF industry's growth has become more healthy only through the SIP as a subscription. Whatever the subscription that came last year, close to about 1,07,000 crores in the MF industries and equity schemes, 50% of the assets have come from SIPs and 50% has come from the lump sum investment. And that trend, I think I see it changing every month. And even now, every month an SIP's addition to the 4,500 crores of base is close to about 300 crores, which actually means that just do a simple arithmetic for the rest of the year, 10 months or maybe 9 months. And in the end of the year, we should probably see a number anywhere in close to about 8,000 crores. That I think fundamentally is very sound. I think it increases the confidence of investors to invest in equity is a must. At the same time, not in a hurry to invest through the lump sum, given the market volatility also is good. And investing through the SIPs for a multiple purpose of the needs of the customer is also a very healthy sign. That improvement that we have seen in the MF industry, that I would probably say is one of the big achievements the industry has achieved in being the orderly behavior of the investors in the country.
Okay, Bala, thanks a lot for taking time out and talking to us. And I look forward to that AMFI Mutual Fund Summit on 29th June. We'll be talking to some of the best CIOs